You know, maybe the GT in this phone means go, test it. Hey guys, James here, your tech buddy, and this is Tech M.N.O. In this video, we will unbox the most powerful, eldest child of the F-series phones of Poco this 2022, the Poco F4 GT. And also, we will do a very different initial impressions of it and see what are the things I automatically enjoyed about this phone and what are the things I need to observe up until my full review. Let's find out. Alright, let's start the video now with the unboxing. Here's the retail packaging of the Poco F4 GT. It's carbon fiber black with yellow color with the name on it on the side. Opening the box now, there's a small box that contains the SIM ejector tool, some paperwork, the clear jelly case, and finally, a small paper packet that contains a USB-C to 3.5mm headphone jack dongle, meaning there's no headphone jack on this device. Yikes. After that, we are greeted by the device itself, but let's put this on the side for now. Removing the paper divider, we can see its uniquely angled and very long USB-C to USB-A cable with orange accent. And finally, the ginormous 120-watt Xiaomi Hypercharge brick. Okay, going back to the phone now, there's a spec highlight on the plastic protector of the phone that you can see here. Removing the plastic now, and here's the Poco F4 GT in stealth black in the flesh. Let that back design sink in for a moment. Alright, let's power this one out and set it up. And now I'm done with the setup here, let's talk about the things I immediately love about the Poco F4 GT. But before we proceed, this unit, this video, and my full review that I will post very soon are not sponsored by Xiaomi, Poco, or any other companies. All of the things I'll say are mine only, and they don't have any inputs nor advanced copies of this content. The first thing I immediately enjoy in this phone is the display. The 6.67-inch display that's covered in Gorilla Glass Victus is flat, and the bezels, especially on the chin, are very small. And the best part is the display panel they use is an AMOLED plus a super fast 120Hz refresh rate and a full HD plus resolution with HDR10 support. In much simpler terms, when watching videos on or movies on Netflix, the colors are vibrant and punchy, blacks are really blacks, and when it comes to scrolling, it's buttery smooth alongside with its 480Hz touch sampling rate for much faster display response time. The next thing I really enjoy on the Poco F4 GT is its build quality. When you hold this phone in your hands, you really feel the premiumness of it. The aluminum frame is cool to the touch, and the back glass, which is also made by Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, is matte, so fingerprints will not be an issue here. In terms of the back design, I kinda dig this minimalist yet gamer-friendly aesthetics here. It's not screaming gaming, but with the lines and curve patterns here, it makes it like you're in it to win it on your next game on Mobile Legends. When it comes to charging, this could be one of the fastest chargers to date. The Poco F4 GT comes with a whopping 120-watt Xiaomi Hypercharge adapter. And to be honest with you, this is heavier and chunkier than the phone itself. Xiaomi promises a full charge from a dead battery in just 17 minutes. We will see if that's true once I tested this phone through its paces. The next thing I love about the Poco F4 GT is already obvious, and it's the performance. The unit I got here is the 12GB RAM, 256GB of UFS 3.1 storage, but you can also get this in 8GB RAM, 128GB storage configuration. All of the power that this phone has is thanks to the current flagship chipset, the 4nm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 with the Adreno 730 GPU. You can do all of the multitasking with so many apps open here, or play your favorite games here without any hiccups or lag. And it'll not be hot enough to hold this phone for longer thanks to its liquid cool 3.0 technology that Poco puts here. And finally, the last thing I love about the Poco F4 GE is its unique addition of a physical game triggers of the phone. Well, to be honest with you, I'm not a hardcore gamer, but as a tech enthusiast, I applaud brands to be creative on their phones to cater to things that have been targeted to specific users. Like for example, here, it's for gamers. There's a switch that you can use to activate and deactivate the game triggers. The switch and the triggers are tactile and clicky on my first day of using this smartphone. You can remap this to any game individually using the Game Turbo app, and it's responsive enough to my press. The only concern here is the longevity of the triggers and if it lasts for a couple of years due to switching it on and off of the triggers. But I also admire Poco that these triggers can be also used in non-gaming scenarios like double press to activate camera like here, or double press for a flashlight. And to add things up, there's some cool sound effects when you activate the triggers, as you can hear a while ago. Just for example. And before we move on to the next topic, if you enjoy watching this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to get you notified when a brand new video will come out. And follow us on our social media accounts like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on TikTok at M.N.O for the latest updates, including our ongoing giveaway that you can check out in the card right here. Now, let's talk about the things that I need to observe more in my full review. First things first is the speakers. Since the Poco F4 GT does not have a headphone jack, your only solution here are using the USB-C to headphone jack dongle that, by the way, you need to be extra careful because the cable is so thin, it might damage as months go by. Or get a true wireless earbuds with the game mode on that has low latency feature, which is quite hard to look at the moment. Going back to the speakers, it has 2 tweeters and 2 woofers, making a total count of 4 speakers here. It was placed on the other side of the top of and bottom chassis to avoid from covering them while either watching movies in landscape and most importantly, when playing games. In my initial test, the bass is good and it's well balanced, though it's not too loud in my liking. So I will try to listen all types of genres of songs and see if there will be some difference and if there will be some distortions. The battery life of the Poco F4 GT only clocks in at 4700 mAh, which in today's standards for flagships and flagship killers is quite small if it's been partnered up with a flagship chipset. And in my 24 hours of usage, just by installing and downloading the additional files and artifacts in the games, it really shows that it can last long even though the charging is the saving grace. My screen on time just reached close to 4 hours, which is not yet the heaviest of heavy usage that I had in the moment. We will know in the full review how many hours I can last and how many charges I can make in a day. The other thing that I need to check is its connectivity. Since this is a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 phone, we're pretty sure that the data connection, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi connection will be smooth and stable. But like I said a while ago, we will see about that in our review soon. As Poco stated in some live streams before, cameras are not their top priority for their phones. So they put a triple camera setup here that consists of a 64 megapixel main, 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a 2 megapixel macro lens and a 20 megapixel camera on the front. However, I'm still confused why Poco or Xiaomi still puts one filler lens if they said that they don't care on cameras. Enough of the rant here. I will just show you some sample photos of the Poco F4 GT. On the video capabilities of this phone, it supports 4K 60 frames per second on the main and 1080p 30 frames per second and ultra-wide, plus on the selfie camera, which is a bump. Video samples will be up on the full review soon. And finally, the last thing that I need to observe is the software of the Poco F4 GT. It runs on the latest MIUI 13 on top of Android 12 with Poco Launcher as the default launcher. Well, as a user of MIUI, I have a long-standing issue with their software support and their user interface. Yes, it's feature-packed, but the skin is too heavy and some of the time, the software isn't too polished enough for Android upgrades, and Android upgrades are still questionable if how many years will they support it? Though, one thing I can see that they fixed in this phone was the bloatware apps are minimal now. But then again, we will see that will that be the case in our final review. The Poco F4 GT is available now on Lazada and Shopee in the Philippines starting from 27,590 pesos for the 8128 variant and 30,990 pesos for the maxed out 12 and 256 gig variant. It's also available in Europe countries too that starts from 599 and 699 euros respectively. Will you buy this smartphone right away or you still have questions in mind? Let me know your questions in the comment section down below. And for more videos like this, check out my review playlist right here, or if you want to watch my previous video, click right here. Again, I'm your tech buddy James and I will catch you guys on the next one.